being on Earth in 72 years. So if you live until you're 90, when you look at that clock I use, it's like you got an extra 10 minute. No, let's see, you got, because each 5 minutes is 6 hours. So that means she's already gotten another, maybe she got another 15 minutes, right? Extra 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So anyway, we got to really be serious about, our goals and what have you. So I am going to share my screen this week, and I am going to present to you, I think, a roadmap, because, inspiration doesn't cut it. Motivation doesn't cut it. It's only, and even aspiration, that Frank McKinney, where he wrote his book, Aspire, aspiration, you can aspire all you want, but if you self-sabotage, which we all do, I did last night, I did last night, I self-sabotage after I had a beautiful week, some miraculous things that was going on, and I self-sabotage with, overeating some ice cream and some M&Ms, and I know better than to buy that stuff. I can't have it in my house, because I'll self-sabotage, and this is really critical. March, in the project that we're doing with Og Mandino, which is scroll 4, and we are life's greatest miracle, but we self-sabotage in all 4 of those areas: our health, our happiness, our wisdom, and our wealth. So I will share my screen this week. If you do not see a slide, do not let me go. So let me get here. Let me go back over this here. I'm just going to review some of the things that we talked about March. And folks, I'm adding, and this is going to be a very serious mastermind. If you're serious about life, if you're serious that you want more money in the bank than you can use, if you're serious that you're tired of being behind the 8 ball in whatever area it is, relationships or whatever it is, you have to pay attention. Because when you can balance soul intelligence, artificial intelligence, and divine intelligence, and ego and emotional intelligence, and positive intelligence, and bring them all together, watch out. Your life will be miraculous. Do not live life if you're not making it miraculous. And you can with M&Ms, okay? And that's what we said. It's the M&M month. March is the M&M month. We talked last week that it's leap year. It's a good time to talk about what leap means. This leader versus laggard. We got to evaluate to elevate. And this evaluating is the one that Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. We got to learn to evaluate. And then it's our attitude, our altitude. If we want to get to our altitude, we got to do it by attitude. Nothing else will take you. You're going to just stay in the same place. I interviewed someone 83 yesterday. He made it to the height in so many other ways, but he had 3 failed marriages. He was 83 years old. And now he's dying to find his purpose at 83 years old. It's horrible. And he thought he had the altitude going, but he only had it going in his career. Very successful CPA, very successful in a lot of other areas, but he went broke. And just sad. How does that happen, right? So it's all about leadership. Leader versus laggard. Now, I didn't just start doing this stuff yesterday. When you get this, you're going to have a link, and it's to it. Now, this I was speaking to real estate managers and brokers and owners about leadership, but it's the same principles. And I go really into detail on what a leader is and what a laggard is. So I'm not going to go through this here. This one is a whole 90 minutes. But this I just want to show you.
What a group! It's so exciting to be here to share with you today.
Now, I was going to show you I had hair, but the first part of it's dark. But anyway, when you get this, do tune into this, okay? I'm still sharing my screen, right? Because I really, for those of you on the call, now we're at 16. Leadership is all about your life, leading your life, leading it from the inside out. And that should reflect itself in your health. If your health is not reflected, then you don't have leadership over your life. Then it should be in your happiness. If your happiness is not ultimate happiness. And if it's shakable, in other words, something can knock you off and something to do this, and you're fragile, that, you know, someone calls you and they yell at you because they're a seller, because this is a real estate folks mastermind this morning, the 3 o'clock one is for the general. But, you know, I had someone call me the other day, I'm losing this seller, I'm losing my mind. And I stopped them. I said, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm not going to listen to the fact you're losing your mind, because that is, you're setting yourself up. That's not leadership. Let's take control of this and let it, instead of controlling you. You've got to become a self-leader and lead your life. The market's changing. Now's the time. It's going, for those that will tune in. If you tune into this mastermind, if you get into the mastermind communities, put up there your videos that you're frustrated. I will help you through it. I will get you through it. I'll get on the phone with these sellers that are giving you a difficult time. I'll help you right, as I did yesterday. Is Gina Smith on by chance? Gina, did you make it on? Okay. So Gina had a seller in the call. So I said, I'm losing my mind, the seller. And then we went back. I said, whoa, we're not going to go there. We're going to become leaders. She said, but you don't understand. I said, Gina, calm down. I said, listen, your soul divine intelligence is calling you to a higher calling. Look at your growth in the last 3 years since we've been working together. Why are you fighting this? Don't fight it. Become a leader, right? Let soul intelligence take you higher now. Get deep in your soul. And how are we going to combat this attack that you have, that you're getting? And see, if you go back and listen to the mini course, the lessons in the mind body mastermind, it used to be called, now it's 920 Society. It talks about this, is that we never want to be on the defense. She's being attacked by a seller. So what is she doing? She's defending, which is our ego programming. Well, you're not going to have a marvelous March. She was, you know, she's crying about income because the market has changed on her. But I said, this is the time to really become deeper and bigger and larger than life, and you can make this work. But you got to stop the ego programming and allowing the ego programming, and you've got to evaluate all this and elevate. And so elevate, and then altitude by attitude. I said, Gina, we got to have the attitude that I'm a leader, that I have the attitude that I'm in control. She's not smarter than I am, but you don't go back and you don't defend or you don't attack back. And I started her text out to her seller, who wrote a very nice text. I said, you know, Lynn, I want you to know I love you like I love all my customers with a red heart. That's why I started the message out. And I said, please stop with the attacks, because it's not serving our ultimate goal of getting your property sold. And that's the way it started out. I haven't heard back yet. This was just yesterday, but we'll see. But power and possibility, that's the P in the leap. So we're going to leap into March, and I hope you are not multitask. You can multitask a little bit, but I want to see you healthier. I want to see you happier. I want to see you wiser. I want to see you wealthier. And with a down market, it's easier to do than in a good market. But we're not programmed that way. And life is full of free M&Ms. I'm going to give them to you in the mastermind. I promise you. I will give it to you in the community. Judith, you're here, right, Judith? Judith, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. How's your March going? How's your March going so far?
My March?
Yeah.
It's going well.
Did you have anything that's kind of a little bit surprised you this month?
Yeah.
What
You
was
want me
it?
to tell the story already?
What's that?
Yeah. Everything is going well.
But you had
You tell the story?
Yeah. You had in a real quick tell the story. You had you had a kind of a marvelous thing happen, but then you not reacted, but it kind of threw you off a little bit. Just tell it quickly. Yeah, tell the story.
No. I mean, a friend of mine, Paola, that is here, invited me over to his broker's open house that it was near my house. So, I went there as a curiosity because the price tag is like $12.5 million. So we were there, toured the house, take pictures, make videos, put them on, post them on Instagram. And I went back to my car and I sent a video text to a friend of mine whose birthday was the day before. And I said, I'm sorry I missed your birthday, blah, blah, blah. Happy birthday. And later on in the afternoon, she texts me back saying, oh, you look gorgeous. Because of course, when you want to see a $12.5 million home, you dress up. So I dressed up. You know, I put my filter on, you know, on the video, I sent it to her. And she said, oh, you look gorgeous. I said, oh, thank you. I said, you know what? Because I came down to see this house, this beautiful house. And that it was $12.5 million. So I kind of dressed up. And she said, wow. I mean, because she doesn't live here anymore. She used to live in Florida, but she moved. And then she said, oh, I don't think I'll be able to afford to live it back in Florida because, you know, prices are crazy. And I said to her, well, I mean, this one is really special home, you know, because it has, you know, a dock, you know, it was in a corner lot, it has a, you know, like a guest house, and it's a waterfront home, and it's really pretty. And she goes, send me the link. And I go, I was not expecting that at all. She says, send me the link. So I did. I mean, listen, I don't have wealthy friends. I have one wealthy friend, and it's her. And the fact that she said to me, send me the link, sort of like sparked my, you know, my attention, of course. And because I never in a million years thought that she may or will be interested. I mean, she may be curious, but, you know, I was telling to Fred that I went through all the level of excitements, you know, for days, you know, that this happens last week. And, you know, I'm sort of more calmed down now, you know, I'm trying to, you know, figure things out.
You shared that even though you were like, oh my gosh, but then you kind of went and not I don't say depression, but not what you tell me.
No.
Not, I didn't mean depression. You went into like fear, right? You went into fear and like doubt, right?
No, not at all. I mean, I because I was surprised. I never thought that she may be thinking about having a property in Florida.
Right.
You know, and then because you know she's my friend, I know her, you know, family setting. So I thought to myself, yeah, I mean, this may be sort of the perfect house for her, you know. I mean, because of the price tag, you know, it was like shocking for me. And I said, well, this will be like a really good, you know, deal for a rookie like me, you know. But you know, I'm sort of start working. I don't know, working with her. This may not be. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, Judith has been struggling, right? As we all do, because you get in the real estate business and you doubt it, you do this, you do that, you're not sure of yourself, you have call reluctance because of the feelings of futility. And I told Judith, because she said she not one in the negative emotions, but more of somewhat of a, you know, like shocking emotions. And then you said it took you till Saturday to recover about the thought about it, right? You know, that you were kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, like you get starstruck or all that other kind of stuff. But anyway, so once you get out there and you become a leader, which when her going out and dressing up and taking a picture of it, that's leadership. Even though she, you know, is struggling with her business from where she was hoping it would be, right? But she became a leader, what we were just talking about, versus a laggard. So she got out there. Right. And that's what leader is that you keep going no matter what. Right. So she became a leader. And now it might be a very miraculous thing that happens. Right. And and every time you get discouraged, right, it's just a matter of false information that you're allowing, fear. And you can be marvelous moment by moment by making the right movements. You know, I have there's, you know, people very typical in brokerages, people move and they move this way and that way and this way. And I've got my phone ringing off the hook. Oh, this great thing here and this shiny object, this shiny object. And I see a lot of movement, right? But I said, let me see your 3-year business plan. You know, I talked about this last week. There was a real estate mastermind and someone says, I'm moving to Florida. I have my life is in Michigan. Will anybody have a broker suggestion? I said, Well, it doesn't really matter what broker you go with. Do you have a business plan? And they've been in business a long time. So, but this movement is about your personal movement, getting out there and doing it and taking leadership and just making the right movements. And then you can make, you can only make minutes miraculous. You can't make a day miraculous. You can only do it a minute at a time, right? And then we talked about that last week, one magical minute at a time, defeating miserable moments in mediocrity. How many of you like the feeling of you just don't have enough money? How many of you really like that feeling? It feels good. Any of you? You just like it? Any of you? You like the feeling? Anybody? How's it feel to be broke? Does it feel good? No one's answering. I would say, hell no. It doesn't feel good, right?
No.
You feel in prison. Who said that? Thank you. Jill? Thank you. Right. Right. I mean, it feels horrible, right? How many of you just love living with doubt about anything? How many just love doubt? You just love it. How many of you love it? Yes. Speak up. No, you don't like it. But how many of you have it? Any of you have any doubt about your career? How many of you doubt about your finances? Anybody have your doubt? Yes. But you don't like it. Why do you have it? You're not taking leadership of your personal life. You're not taking your AI, artificial intelligence. You're not taking soul intelligence. You're not taking the positive intelligence. You're not taking your emotional and ego intelligence and making it work. Because see, you have no doubt when you have your life in sync, right? When you're able to sync all these different things. And that's where a lot of, instructors, teachers, and fortunately, because of my experiences, I'm getting more and more experiences. I did that seminar, Leader versus Laggard, half of my life ago. When I thought about that this morning, I was like, oh my gosh, that was in 1990. 1990. If you saw a list of what I have lived through, you would go, oh my gosh, you blah, 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 you poor thing. No, I created them all. Don't feel sorry for me. I was able to theorize it. I was able to, I've always been very pragmatic, and I've always just exhausted this industry with every bit of education I could and tried everything I can and do, and I still do. Working on $100 million deal right now, and I'm not impressed. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but it's just that it doesn't matter. I don't internalize anything anymore, all because I decided I got to lead my life by truth many, many years ago. And that truth was very painful to find, but I want to try and help people find it before. I keep telling you, before I didn't find mine till I was 63 total, where I got everything to sync and still getting that done, still having to practice it. Last night, I self-sabotage with overeating. So anyway, this is so important that we get this idea in our minds that we create everything we have, we create everything we don't have, and that we need to really take these M&Ms seriously to unlock the change of mediocrity. And you've got to be mesmerized by life and love versus mystified. What does it mean to mystify? Can someone tell me what it means to mystify something? What does it mean to mystify? Here, what does it mean to mystify someone? What's it mean to mystify something? Come on, guys. Speak up. Let's go. Get with it. Come on. What's it mean to mystify? What's it mean to mystify? Utterly bewildered or perplexed someone. Maladies that have mystified and alarmed researchers over decades. Lawyers. Look, watch this. Lawyers. Lawyers who mystify the legal system so that laymen find it unintelligible. Folks, all of us, and I'm the master, I'm going to admit it, I'm the master of mystifying my life, complicating it, living with complication. That's what I call soul cancer now, allowing things to exist in your life, circumstances, situations, and blaming those instead of taking responsibility. we just make it bewildered. Or we're perplexed. Why are you not doing 10 million, 15 million, $20 million a year in sales and real estate? Because you're complicated. You're perplexed. You've mystified it. You've mystified it instead of being mesmerized by it. Mesmerized by it. Wow. Go read my poem that I've used for years that I found when I was a young man that's made me millions and millions and millions of dollars in the real estate business in all aspects of it. Because I was mesmerized by real estate. I was mesmerized by the fact that I, as an 8th grade dropout, former garbage man, no formal education, could in 3 years outsell everybody, then outmanage everybody, then outlead everybody, all because I paid attention. Because I always was transforming my mindset. Now, but I didn't have the balance because I didn't have someone, a mastermind like I'm doing in 920 Society, and I'm committed to doing, where I support people in every which way I can support them and help each other, right? Leaders, healers, and everything else, where we all come together to mobilize. But you can go to the best mastermind in the world, but if you don't mobilize yourself and you're sitting there and you're mystified about the real estate business, like a lawyer does law, that you don't understand it. That's why I'm so passionate about this M&Ms this month. And that once we realize we're life's greatest miracle, like Og Mandino's scroll number 4, all of you be honest, be authentic, be transparent, and be vulnerable with me. How many of you have read scroll number 4 3 times a day the way that we say to it? Here, let me just see. I want a full, Annabelle, help me out here. Where are you? Annabelle, hello? Annabelle.
I'm here.
Come on. Camera on, Annabelle. Camera on. Take the role here. How many of you read scroll number 4 3 times a day the way the homework said to do it? How many? I haven't. And because we all fall behind, we lag instead of want to lead. Now I could say, well, I've read it so many times before that, but here I'm telling you to do it. I didn't do it. But now that's not a poke in the eye. That's just that's okay. I'm human. But one of the other things is that, you definitely would at least read it every other day, 2 or 3 times, because otherwise you're going to be mystified instead of mesmerized by life. You're going to be, instead of mesmerized by your business and your profession, because you got to pull this divine intelligence, this soul intelligence, this positive intelligence, this artificial intelligence, this ego intelligence, this emotional intelligence all together. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is with the M&Ms. And you've got the M&Ms that we think hold us back. We think a mess with the seller. Like Gina Smith was just devastated with the seller. And blah, blah, blah. And I get it. I've been there. And she wanted to tell me all the things. I said, Gina, you know how many stories I've heard in 47 years? It's not the seller. That's okay. She has a right to be upset. But what I'm trying to do is get you sold on yourself. It's really here to make you better, not to aggravate you. You don't start off and say you're losing your mind, because that's not true. That's not truth, right? You're not losing your mind. It's here to make us happen. Mishaps. We blame mishaps. Oh, I can tell you why I overate last night. I can tell you why I had too much ice cream. Misunderstandings, right? We blame all these M&Ms, mistakes. And there's no wrong or right decisions. You got to live to make every decision you make right. People are jumping ship, right? Because there's a new company coming on, blah, 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 blah. And I laugh and I look and I go, it's amazing. You never did a business plan, but yet you're going to go try something else and think something outside of you is going to make you right. So you got to live to make a decision right. You got to now, and sometimes you have to make a change sometimes, because you just, but there's no right or wrong decisions. There's only decisions, and you live to make them right. And then moaning. Oh my gosh, and I'm a master of that too, man. Let me tell you, I can moan. But what we can't do that though. We've got to explore and experience more miracles in our lives. Let me ask you a question. If you got a deal, Judith, let me ask you a question. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
If you got this, how much commission are they paying on this $12 million deal?
2.5%.
How much is that?
A lot of
250,000.
money. About 300,000.
How much?
About 300,000.
Yeah, over $250,000.
Yeah.
Alan Aberson just did a deal like that.
Who?
Now, Alan Aberson. Now he's
Oh.
working on a $45 million deal. I just did a $6.5 million with 4%. I'm working on a $100 million deal at 1.75%. This business, folks, you've got to understand. And you got to have partners. You got, like Dave Long's on here. You got to have certain partnership. Dave's my mortgage partner that supports the 920 Society and the mastermind and enables me to do what I want. By the way, Dave Long, put your contact in there. Anybody, please support my supporter. Nationwide mortgage lenders. They're in many, many states. Almost the entire country. Dave Long is a phenomenal guy. The Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, but you got to definitely be open that your life could become miraculous. Judith, will that change your attitude a little bit about the real estate business if you close that deal?
Of course.
Oh, it would?
Of course.
Really? Well, when are we going to really get serious about our profession, our highest calling, and learn how to really take leadership of our lives? I pour my heart out in the mastermind community, and I say, send me a video, send this, send that. And I know we're all busy with social media, but I'm telling you, connect with me, not because I'm the master, but because I've been around so many other masters. I am going to teach you, if it kills me, I'm going out with this, the 920 Society. Okay. When I'm 116 years old, I'm still going to have the 920 Society. Trust me. I'm going to stay around and aggravate everybody long enough to do that because I'm so tired of people not being sold on themselves. Here I was a 36-year-old, half of my life ago. I'm saying leader lagger. You have no idea where I had been in my career already, with running companies and stuff. And they called me in as a 36-year-old man to say, hey, teach us leadership because of my track record. And again, but I had a whole lot of other areas I never realized I wasn't there yet, right? But I didn't have AI back then. I didn't understand PI. So anyway, we got to become masters at masterminding and connecting with the right people. Good mortgage partner, good title partner, good attorney, good accountant, a right mentor, right? And masterminding with people and stepping out and feeling worthy of help. I did a video the other day in the community and very, very little response to it. It was absolute, because in the mornings I get up real early and I pray for guidance, I pray for wisdom from above, and it hit me. And I said, wow, this idea of the sunshine, right? And I went to artificial intelligence. I'm going to read it to you what artificial intelligence came up with. What a day and age you all live in. You should be absolutely all multimillionaires in the next 5 years. And if you let me sell you on you, I promise you'll have more than $1 million net worth in the next 5-6 years. If you pay attention, if you take leadership of your life, if you really work hard on yourself and you bring your desires to life, manifest, bring your desires to life, motivate, inspire yourself and others, master by masterminding, become the architect of your reality. Let every moment be a step away from mediocrity. I want you to picture yourself. You have to have games with your head because your ego wants to rule. Your EI, your ego intelligence wants to rule. But you've got to step away from mediocrity. Embrace the miracles that make your nature's greatest masterpiece. And that's why I love Og Mandino's thing this month. And that is scroll number 4. I'm not going to go read the entire scroll number 4. This is the highlights. You're going to get this. Again, we're going to post it in. Out of 16 people now, I guess we had 18. I guess I may have offended 3 people. I don't know, or either they were busy and they tuned in and at least blessed us with their presence for a little bit, but 3 of them are gone. But I'm posting this in the 920 Society. Annabelle, please put in 920 Society Facebook in case there's a guest on that has not joined the mastermind yet. This is going to go in there. I posted this the last 3 weeks. I had 1 thank you in the last 3 weeks. So I went 15 thank yous today in when you go down, someone else just left. I must have offended someone. I'm going to sell you on yourself. So I'm going to post all this in here. And this is the scroll 4 again. And I want you, and we're going to be getting in a lot into AI. I want to share this with you. I was at Sunrise and I said to AI, I said, I'm at Sunrise. And what hit me that morning, I said, when are we going to realize our function in life? I was reading A Course in Miracles and it talked about our function in life, right? And our function in life is to save. Our function in life is to offer salvation to everyone else, right? And that's not salvation of some eternal nature. It's salvation from ourselves. And so I was reading, I said, I said to AI, I said, you know what? I want to compare the functions we have in life to the function of the sun. Look what AI came up with, folks. This is the day and age that you're living in. And if you don't know how to use AI, you better get on YouTube and say, how do I use ChatGPT? It's very simple, by the way. I am going to take a minute and read this. As the sun rises, casting its first golden rays over the horizon, it serves as a powerful reminder of the relentless consistency and profound impact of nature's functions. The celestial giant without fail provides light, warmth, and energy, enabling life on our planet to flourish. It's a daily spectacle of dependability and influence that goes largely unnoticed, yet is essential for our existence. In reflecting on the sun's role, it's impossible not to ponder our own function on this earth. By the way, I'm going to get into practical sellers techniques. So if you're having some problems with sellers, stay tuned. Much like the sun, each of us have a unique purpose, a function that goes beyond mere existence. We are here to illuminate, to warm, to energize, not just our own lives, but the lives of those around us. At the core of this purpose is the essence of courage to live authentically from the inside out. This is not a journey of seeking external validation, not a journey of seeking external validation or following predetermined paths, but rather a call to harness our inner light, much like the sun does every morning without hesitation. In our mastermind sessions, we delve into the concept of catalyzing courage. I gave this to ChatGPT, hey, a few things I want to do in the mastermind. We delve into the concept of catalyzing courage, which I am here to do, is catalyze your courage, inspire each participant to embrace their unique function in this world. You all have a different function, guys. I love you and I want you to fulfill your function. We explore the beauty of living authentically, encouraging one another to shine brightly, to be a source of warmth and light in the lives of others. Just as the sun nurtures life, we too have the power to foster growth, inspire change, and make a meaningful impact. As the sun does not discriminate in its giving, we learn the value of unconditional contribution. Now watch this. Now, if anyone do not call Gina Smith and say, boy, Fred was talking about you in the mastermind today. I'm not talking about you. We all do this. We look at things on the outside going, oh my gosh, it's dimming my light. She's driving me crazy. I'm going to lose my mind. We all do that. I have situations, I want to feel that way, but I've trained myself not. So as the sun does not discriminate in its giving, we learn the value of unconditional contribution. That's what I said to Gina. I said, Gina, we're going to write her a text back saying, hey, I love you like I love all my customers. So the sun should shine on the ugly seller as well as the negative seller, as well as the positive seller, right? We get so hung up. I can't tell you how many times I've heard in 47 years and how many times I've said it in 47 years, boy, they really love me about a customer. Well, I learned really early on, it has nothing to do with it because they'll turn around and not love you in the next time. But here's the thing, is that we got to just get smarter and wiser by mastering our positive intelligence and mastering our emotional intelligence, where we are able to give that seller what they really deserve. And that is unconditional contribution, and get that house sold. Our function, much like the sun's, is not to seek rewards, but to fulfill our purpose of bringing light and energy to wherever darkness resides. Now, if someone has to sell their house and it's going to really hurt them financially, Is that darkness? You better believe it's darkness. See, when you start thinking of your career that way, folks, watch out, world. Watch out, world. That's what Og Mandino's scroll number 4 says. You will be the best salesperson ever because you know your life's greatest miracle. By living from the inside out, I gave ChatGPT, I said, I teach people to live from the inside out. By living from the inside out, we not only discover our true selves, but also enable others to see the path more clearly. A seller who's yelling and screaming at you, for those in the real estate business. Let us take inspiration from the sun's daily commitment to its function. May we rise each day with the courage to fulfill our purpose, to shine our light unabashedly, and to warm the lives of those around us. In doing so, we not only embrace our solar purpose. I love this, solar purpose. Isn't that unbelievable? Embracing our solar purpose. Thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you, life. What a beautiful time we're living in. We not only embrace our solar purpose, but also contribute to a world that thrives on the brilliance of its inhabitants. Together, let's ignite the courage within and live in alignment with our true function, transforming our lives and the world around us with the same consistency and impact as the sun's daily ascent. ChatGPT, my mind first, it came from divine. I woke up with this on my mind about my function. I said, oh my gosh. And that morning I was starting to get a little discouraged about something, blah, 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 blah. So whatever it was, nope, I'm not, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Playing my game. That's a lie. I only want truth. Then, so the divine intelligence started it. My soul intelligence tuned into it about function. I go to a sunrise and I look and I go, now artificial intelligence steps in, defeats my ego intelligence that tried to discourage me in the morning because I focused on my function. So I go to artificial intelligence and it shows up with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful writing. What a time that we're living in, folks. Let me ask you a question. All of you, everyone's here is in the real estate business, correct? We don't have any guests outside the real estate business. How many of you think that artificial intelligence may replace real estate professionals? Anybody? It's a potential to replace real estate professionals? Come on, speak up. Speak up. Will artificial intelligence, is there a risk that artificial intelligence?
I love
What's that?
I love artificial intelligence, but oh my goodness, I just found the puppy in the roll. Sorry, I need to and get sorry.
That's okay. Let me just say this loud and clear. Please
I don't
listen.
think so. I don't think so, Fred.
What will it do? What will it do? What will it do, Ted?
It should enhance what we're doing because it's all about relationships, and I don't believe that artificial intelligence will be able to do that.
Well, but it'll make you a whole lot better at relationships.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. Listen loud and clear. Artificial intelligence will not replace a real estate professional, but real estate professionals who master artificial intelligence will replace those who don't master it. You better master artificial intelligence. And don't wait. You need to get on Joe mute, Virginia. I think there's something going on there. She's on 2 different times or something. I'm not sure. Unless she's trying to speak. Are you trying to speak?
I'm trying to speak. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, well, I can hear you now.
Okay. I sent using ChatGPT, I sent an email to the parents in December, thanking them for letting me watch their little ones, take care of them. And this was the first time that most of them replied back to me when I used the artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's, and again, it is another thing, it will save your time. I get so many agents that tell me they're overwhelmed, and I go, overwhelmed is just a sense of the ego intelligence is ruling over your soul intelligence. Hear me out. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you feel overwhelmed, your ego intelligence is ruling. You're not leading, you're not, spend time, get on my calendar if you feel overwhelmed. I want to help you do that. ChatGPT was a time saver. I wrote this, my wife, my partner of 52 years, her sister's Ina. She came in the other day. She said, "Hey, I got to order a fruit basket for my sister." I said, "Okay." Boom, boom, boom. Get on the line, order it. And I go, "I'm going to put a real nice home." I go to ChatGPT. I said, my wife's name is Dorothy. She needs a sweet poem with 300 characters maximum, because that's what I was allowed on the basket we were sending. For her sister Ina, who's turning 79, I want to use the meaning of Ina's name in the poem. Ina, a radiant light at 79. Your warmth and grace truly divine. Sister to Dorothy, a bond so fine. Through years, through tears, you always shine. A beacon of love in every line. Happy birthday, Anna. Forever bright, forever thine. Now, let me tell you something. Somebody is going to first say, and maybe some of you thought of that. Isn't that impersonable? You know what's really interesting? That picked up that relationship that those two have, because, you know, my wife and the whole family was broke up as kids, and her mother ran off. And a long story, they all were in foster homes. Ina is older and has always been there for her. Always, always, always. I started to write it, and I go, no, I'm gonna change. I said, what am I doing? You know, and I proudly said to Ina, how'd you like the poem? I said, that's artificial intelligence. But it was mixed with my soul intelligence, because I cared enough. I wanted it to be so beautiful. I put in there I wanted the meaning of her name. So you see, folks, please, I want you to understand, you could be ultra healthy. You could be ultra happy. You could be ultra wise, and you could be ultra wealthy. But if you really take advantage of the M&Ms in March, and watch out when you do. It takes heart. We talked about this last week. I won't go in here. Here's the homework. I pointed this out last week. This is the spiritual side of success. This is the charts. I've gone over those enough. I think most of you are repeat. I won't go over them again. This is where I talked about last week, where I was rattling it. You didn't see it. About the heart, just our physical bodies, how miraculous we are. You know, what's really interesting is that scroll forward, you think you all would be in the chat chiming, saying, hey, anybody else experience what I just experienced? I'm reading this thing, and this happened to me, and this happened to me. I got a call yesterday that someone wants to work on a $17 million commercial loan with me. I don't even want to tell you what the fee on that would be. No, I'm not excited yet. I have the meeting at 4:30 today. And I got news for you. I've been more relaxed this month and working on this stuff and talking about how miraculous life is and miraculous AI is and this is and that is. And it didn't just happen. I reached out because I was suspecting something in a thing that I'm involved in. And I said, you know, my gut is telling me. I listened to my soul intelligence. Did I think they're in trouble? And I reached out to the attorney, and they said, I'm sorry, you know what? You might be right, but he won't open up to any of us. I said, he's known me for 30 years. He's known me for 30 years. And I don't want to talk about names on there because it's recorded. He's known me for 30 years. Tell him I think I can really dig deep into this and fix it. He called me back. He said, how about 4:30 tomorrow? So again, that's not miraculous. It just appears in the sky and it's the universe manifested it and all that. No, it's getting all these things in sync. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. You know, last week we talked about this. I had to slide up. Loving yourself isn't vanity, it's sanity. I crossed it out. Not that it's wrong, but it's limited if you don't take it a lot further. Loving yourself enough to take leadership. If it's just not what this cute picture is. So that's why I crossed through it. It's just, let's think even bigger than that. And I crossed through this one. The greatest success is successful self-acceptance. I don't accept myself. I was thinking about this. And look, I love Brene Brown. I love her writings. Beautiful person, beautiful soul. Hopefully she will be in the mastermind, the 920 Society eventually. You're going to be surprised at some of the people I get in here. I'm working on some things. Beautiful person, beautiful teaching, you know, so on and so forth. I've listened to her for years. The greatest success is successful. I just think about that. I said, you know what? I think that's the danger, is accept yourself, accept your bank account, accept your health, accept the fact that I'm 10 pounds overweight right now, accept the fact that, I can't be more wealthy now, except blah, 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 blah. I said, I'm not. Now, again, this is nice in a lot of ways, but I wanted to take it deeper. So that's what this is all about really getting out of this ego intelligence and letting this rule your life to the right side, the soul intelligence. So you don't have to become aggressive in your life. You're just going to always be progressive. You don't have to be permissive and freedom of others, like you're letting the seller rule over you, which I said I'm going to talk about quickly. But permission for himself. So this is where all the power resides. And this here, I won't go into detail here because this is a full hour in of itself, but really getting all this stuff to work together. Now, any of you have a difficult seller working with right now? Because it seems to be happening a lot. Who in here has a difficult seller? Anybody? No? I'm hearing rumors from a whole lot of people. Anybody have a difficult seller? Good. We got the right crowd up, all the positive crowds out. You all have control because you've been coming to the mastermind, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to share something with you just quickly. And then I want to open it up. I'm going to share my screen here on a little document that I've drawn this before. Here, let me pay attention to this, please. If you're in the real estate business, you need to pay attention to this. Here. This is, and now if you have a difficult seller already, feel free to jump on my calendar. The link is in here. The link is in this handout we're going to do. Annabelle, we need to put that in the PDF form. We'll do it after. We're going to have it posted right after the meeting. But this is for a new listing you take in this kind of market. When you take that listing, okay, this is the day that you meet them. Everything is fine. Everything is good. Within 24 hours, they're going to make a decision. Okay. Not 24 hours. It could be an hour. I'm saying 24 hours or sooner. It could be 1 hour. They're going to go, oh, I don't know if we made the right decision, or wow, we made the right decision. So as soon as you take a listing in this kind of market, any kind of market, but this market especially, this is the day of the listing. You want to make sure you over communicate. You make a contact with them 2 times, 3 times that day. For example, let's say you're walking out the door. Okay. You stop about 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, and you pull over to the side if you're further than another 5 or 10 minutes away from your office. But if you go back to your office, wherever it is, at least 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, you're going to send a text. Hey, Joe and Sally, I just got back to the office, whatever. I just wanted to thank you for putting your trust and confidence into me. I want you to know I'm jumping on this right away, and I'm going to get everything lined up, and I'm going to keep you posted as I discussed with you and communicate. By the way, in your listing presentation, you better have a communication schedule. You set the dates and the time right in front of them. So you're going to get an email on this date, this time. I'm setting an appointment to do it right now, and you put it in your calendar. Now they're going to say, now you get back 10, 15 minutes. I want to thank you for your put trust and confidence in me. As I said, the communication calendar, blah, blah, blah. And you just over level on them for the first 24 hours. Now, about an hour later, after you get an MLS or when you write the description, hey, I wrote the description. I want you to take a look at it. Now their estimation is, wow, I think we made, your decision is, I think we made a great decision. Now you're going up. Now, 3 hours later, another communication with them. Hey, I want you to know, I just submitted this to MLS, and I also tagged all the people that have reverse prospecting in the MLS. And let's see what kind of response we get. Another, maybe 4 hours later, 5 hours later. You at least want to make 3 contacts like post-listing. Folks, if that's the case, you do that, and they finally go, wow, we made a great decision. I don't care what you do. Nothing will ever do that. If you don't do that, Gina Smith got her, she just got reamed out. She got, I'm disappointed in you. I can't believe what you've done. All because Realtor.com didn't post an open house that she had in Realtor.com. And the woman is scouting everything. She said, it's not on the EXP main website. Gina called me. Oh my gosh, it's not on the EXP. I looked, I said, yes, it is. Now, Realtor.com, she was right. Somehow Realtor.com missed it. But all these other things Gina had done, she did work so hard on this listing and put it open house and the stuff she was handing out. And this woman was killing her because that woman apparently and this is one of the things we forget when we get busy, right? Apparently somewhere along the line, the first 24 hours, I said, I don't know if I made the right decision or not. And then no matter what you do, and no matter how good you are, you make one little mistake, that things are going to be on the downhill before you start. So that's the magic to listing. Now, if you already have a bad seller, you're just going to have to now turn it around and pour a lot of love on them. And you're going to have to go and you have to take control. You can't let them control you. And Paul, are you tuned in? What was that one seller that, oh my gosh, they like beat you up every, 24 hours, right? The investor? I think she may have tuned out. She had one seller, just took her through hell. So that's the magic in this market, okay? Is that if when you first take a listing, is definitely do what I just explained to you, okay? So one, how many of you, we've got 14 left, you're going to tune in to the 920 Society Mastermind. You're going to get the download. Please raise your hand. You're going to read it, do your homework. You're going to read the scroll minimum at least once a day. I want you to know how miraculous you are, and you can have a miraculous life. You do have it. You just are, it's just covered up. You got all these roadblocks that are keeping you from it. So please get in there, download the download, say thank you to the community too, to all the other people. Say, hey, I'm so glad to see you all this morning. Thank you very much. And be engaged. Be engaged. Okay. Anything else I can help you with, or any comments, feedback? Judith, I want that place sold, $12 million. Keep believing. I noticed you went out and posted some more. I saw you posted some more, right?
I
Yeah.
did.
Now, because Judith shared with me, I went in one of her posts. I don't know. Did you see that, Judith?
Say that again.
Did you see my comment on one of your posts?
No, I did
I
not.
said, listen, if anyone's out there looking for luxury real estate, don't look any further. You found her. Okay.
Oh.
And call Judith. So, that's a mastermind, supporting one another, building one another up, edifying one another. That's what I'm trying to create in the 920 Society. Okay. So, please get engaged in the community. Let's stir one another up to some real power and a miraculous march. We've got 6 days into this, and we got a whole lot of month left. Okay. Let's pour into this, into ourselves, take over our leadership of ourselves, and let's defeat every mediocrity in the area of health. Not defeat it like you're going to magically, be a bodybuilder or something, but at least where the attitude and the feeling of health. Make March miraculous in the area of health, in the area of happiness, because once you know your function and once you have your leadership, happiness is the byproduct. Happiness with everything. Happiness with everything. I don't care how bad things are. I'm happy. I'm happy that I've got this problem and that problem, because it's stretching me, right? So really embrace this idea in March to make it marvelous and miraculous, okay? And you are life's greatest miracle, as scroll number 4 so well puts it. Okay, anybody else? Chime in there. Dave, if you need a mortgage, please support my person who supports me, Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, okay?
Appreciate
All right.
it.
Angela, did you reach out with Anthony Kataya? I think you sent a text, right?
Yes, I sent a text last night.
Because Angela got on my calendar and mastermind with me. I thought of something. I went, wait a minute. I know the master in that area. So, by the way, Angela has her insurance license in addition to real estate license. And I said, why aren't you utilizing that and complementing your real estate business? Right? Because you've kind of been inactive in that area, right?
Yeah.
So she said, well, I'm not. And so I said, let me put you with a master that really knows the insurance business. And I connected her with this guy that really is, I think, going to help her tremendously, because she reached out. She mastermind. Now get in the community and do that. So if you're sitting around and you're discouraged and you're doing it all alone, that's not the way to live. You're going to always be mediocre if you do that. Get in that community. That's why I made it private. Send an email saying, you know what? I'm down. I'm out. I'm suffering. Or, hey, I did a $12 million showing. Judith, when you do that again, go in and share it in the community and say, hey, I'm kind of anxious. I'm kind of like overexcited. I'm kind of balancing my emotions. Can somebody help me? put it in there, right? Put it in there. There's a real estate. Go ahead, Angela.
I was just gonna say to Ted, sorry, that I followed through and called Fred last week. So I'm still here. So don't be afraid.
Did Ted tell you he's afraid to call me?
Thank you,
No,
Angela.
but
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Angela, also, Fred just said something. I need to get some insurance.
But,
Can you
Sure.
put your phone number in there? And
well,
I'll
yeah,
give you a call?
do that publicly. You guys do that publicly. Say, hey, great seeing each other in Mastermind. Angela, please send me your phone number. I need some insurance. So somebody else may see that.
Oh my God.
Somebody else might see that and say, hey, look, I didn't know you're doing that. Okay. So do that in the community, Ted. Or Angela, you take leadership because now you got to lead. You say in there, hey, great being there. Hey, by the way, Ted, glad you mentioned it. Yeah, here's my contact info. Okay.
Okay.
That's the purpose of that mastermind.
Right.
See, the reason I did this, and by the way, I'm going all out with this thing, I'm telling you, is because there's not been a true mastermind I've seen since my whole year's business that used to be like he talked about in Think and Grow Rich with Napoleon Hill. Those masterminds used to be so all-encompassing. It included financial, people doing deals, people bringing money to the table, people, realizing there's a source there for some private funding. I think I've shared with you before. I had an agent call. They were ready to lose all these listings because the builder lost financing. I was able to get it in 4 days, thanks to Nationwide Mortgage Bankers. So that's the purpose of this mastermind. This is just not another meeting I want you to show up on. This is a community of support, help, business generation, and everything else. Okay. That's why I'm, I did the mastermind, the 920 Society, and I made it private so you can be vulnerable, authentic, and transparent in there. Okay. Share the good news in there, share the bad. I don't care what you share something in there. Okay. Samara, how many of you want Samara to say hello to you? How's it going in Gainesville?
Ocala, it's going great. Thank you.
Hello. How's it going?
It's pretty quiet right now. Still learning all the ins and outs.
Yeah, the new agent, right?
Yep, very new, very new.
Samara, I want you to do something. Are you using ChatGPT yet?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to go in there. I want you to type, hi, my name's Samara Hunter, and I am a new real estate agent. I sell in the area in the community of Ocala. I'm brand new. I'm a little, and tell them some of your doubts, tell them some of your feelings, tell ChatGPT and say, I need some ideas. I need this, I need that. And watch what it gives you.
Okay.
You'll be blown away. I had an agent call me about 6 months ago. She didn't make it. She didn't show up at any of the meetings. She's now went back to retail sales. And she said, Fred, I have a buyer lead. I don't know what to say. And she wants to go look at this house. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do and all. I said, hey, you're living in a great age. I said, jump on a Zoom with me. Let me show you something. It gave her a whole buyer's presentation. I said, type in there. My name's so-and-so. And I'm a brand new agent and I have my first buyer and I don't really know what to say. I'm really uncomfortable showing them this house. And what should I do? It gave her a whole presentation. Do this,
Wow.
do that, say this, don't do that, do this, do that. Yeah. It was crazy. So, artificial intelligence, folks, I'm telling you, how many of you have children on here? How many of you? You ought to get together with them and have an artificial intelligence training. And now there's the negative that people are going to be using stuff, but you need to take the positive role and get them into the mastermind. Get your kids in the mastermind saying, hey, we're going to combine our soul intelligence, our divine intelligence, our artificial intelligence. Let me show you the charts. Why you're struggling is because your ego is kind of ruling you right now, especially if they're teenagers. Folks, you have no idea what your teenagers are going through. You have no idea what they're going through if you're not really getting them in tune to listen to their soul intelligence. If their ego intelligence is ruling them, watch out. You're not going to want the results of that. So be real with them. Talk about the business of life with them. And artificial intelligence. Say, tell ChatGPT how old you are and what you're going through right now. Any of you have a teenager going through anything? Anybody? You do? Paula, what is it? He, she?
He is 19 years old. That's
Mhm.
still, yeah, he's about to be 19.
Okay. And what's his struggle? What's his?
No, I mean, his struggle is probably organizing himself. But he's very good with ChatGPT. He's the one that got me into it. But yeah,
Okay. Well, he's
he's-
doing ChatGPT, but he may not know how to communicate it with from the soul intelligence. Have you shown him
True.
the ego chart and the soul chart?
No, but that's true. I will
You ought to
definitely.
hand him a copy of that and say, you know what? I got this up in my mastermind. And you know, look at this and see if it relates. Now, a lot of 19-year-olds, it's a lot when they first see it. I know some of my
Mhm.
grandchildren, pop, what is it? So, but it said, no, look, there's two sides of us. We kind of got this side, we got this side. What do you think about this? And then, so, make sure that with the Chat GPT, well, he still lives at home, I'm sure, assuming.
Yes,
Is he going to college?
he's going to Nova to the university.
Wow, cool.
But yeah, he's second semester. He probably wants to live in the dorms.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Are you having now as a mom? I did something with my kids, my adult kids. I typed in there. I said, this is going on, that's going on. I said, I really want to communicate something, right? And it was about my ex, who's now she was my first, she was my ex, she's my last, she's now my roommate, she's my partner, she's my lover. For the rest of my life, my only. They're really mixed up and confused, right? I had to rescue her from hospice bed. Long stories. They're still never, and I never realized how bitter they still was over the divorce many years ago, in 2013, and then our daughter died, which is their sister. So anyway, I never realized all the buried emotions, right? And then when I went against the medical profession, they actually called the police on me and had me removed from the house because they thought, I was a maniac. Just out of ego, I was doing it. Well, she went to hospice to be put in her deathbed, and I forced my way in, and in 24 hours she was healed. Not but just water and fluids. I knew it was medication. The blessing is that she had to go to hospice where they cut out all medication, and I show up with all the fluids and all the organic fluids and all that. And in 24 hours she comes to resurrection, right? So now we have the hangover of that whole year and a half, and there's still that uncomfortableness, what they did, so I was trying to say, okay, how can we get all this forgiveness together, right? And understanding. So it was just their belief systems. And it looked that way. And I honored them. I really did. I realized their belief systems because I looked like a maniac because that's what she's had a struggle with all her life was prescription medication, blah, 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 blah. Long story. So I sat there one day and I was thinking, and I think some of you may remember the meeting, and you notice I drink out of a giraffe cup, right? And I said, gee, and I looked at our cups, and again, soul intelligence, because I was praying for wisdom from above. We show up out, and I'm stay with the story just a second. Show up out on the porch, and I look, I have a giraffe cup, and she has a zebra cup. And I look, and now I'm deep in my soul intelligence saying, how can I communicate? I looked at the giraffe, I looked at the zebra. I shared this on my Facebook. And I went to ChatGPT. I said, you know what? And I told ChatGPT my history. I said, I really want to communicate a letter to my children. It wrote the story of the giraffe and zebra. It was crazy. So if you're struggling with children, go in there and be honest with ChatGPT and say, look, I really got a struggle. I really want to communicate in a loving way. But here's what I'm thinking and feeling. And, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, artificial intelligence, positive intelligence, and emotional intelligence. Wow, it's so fun and exciting. So hopefully see you online. Download, say thank you in the YouTube network, Angela and Ted online, right? Annabelle and I'll get to work and post that up right now. Okay. All right. Any parting words? Any encouraging words? Any farewells?
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Fred.
Fred.
Hey, Judith, sell it. Sell it.